Hi, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today we're going to do a review of the 4K release of Hereditary by A24 Studios. Hello, if you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that bell notification. I put out new videos every day. So today we're going to be talking about Hereditary. It just came out yesterday on 4K. And now this review is, I'm going to do my best to not spoil too much, but it's going to have spoilers. So I'm going to have that in the video description and of course in the title. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, I highly suggest you see this. Now I'll do 3 separate sections. I'm going to do a brief review of the movie itself, and then I'll do a audio and video section, quality section. So I'll try to put the chapter times in the description so you can just jump ahead to those, but beware that this video will have minor spoilers. I don't like putting spoilers in videos, but there's a lot of things about the audio and such that I kind of feel like I have to dip into that territory. So in the meantime, just know that you've been warned. So here we go. Now, as far as the movie itself, a little background on my experience with it. The trailers for this movie did absolutely nothing for me. I went into this not expecting much. I didn't read any spoilers myself. I didn't go beyond the trailer. And then I used my movie pass and decided to give it a shot. And when I came out, this easily is one of my top 10 of 2018 by far. It is, I dare to say, a masterpiece in horror and suspense. It's that good. The acting, if there are no Oscar nominations for Toni Collette, I would be utterly shocked. She's so good in this. You know, she, of course, being in The Sixth Sense and Way Back When and Muriel's Wedding, that kind of thing. And then to see her in something like this, and her performances are just spectacular. So the movie itself, for those who don't know, and I'll try not to spoil as much as I can, it's a family that is mourning the loss of their grandmother who just passed. She passes off screen, and they get a little eulogy at the beginning. And then strange things start happening around the house. It's, you take the family dynamic, and then it gets broken down over the course of the film. It's so moody and atmospheric that there's a lot going on, and whatever you saw in the trailer, if you were like me, don't go up based off the trailer. It's way better than anything the trailer could have. I think the trailer itself, the marketing, had a tough time with this movie, because what you see in the trailer, it really is like scratching the surface in the most literal sense. So keep that in mind. But the film itself is just spectacular. I can't see this leaving my top 10 over the next couple months before the end of the year. But Hereditary, I highly recommend you check it out. It is, if you like a good suspense horror, it's one of the best ones I've ever seen. And I love horror and I love suspense, but this is a great movie. There's a lot. And here's the other thing I highly recommend. If you watch it, wait maybe about a month, and then watch it again, because it's going to beg a repeat viewing. There are things that you don't necessarily miss, but you need to connect the dots to. But once you get the full story, and then you go back and you're like, I see what you did there. And it's done in such a subtle way that you can be forgiven for missing things the first time. I'm not missed it, but I was trying to process what I had seen the first time I watched it. Now, the second time I watched it was literally last night. I watched it in my own home theater. Completely, it was 11 p.m. The lights are completely out. I had my surround sound going. And it was, in my opinion, a better experience because I had the intimacy of my own theater, but also knowing what I know about the movie, I can sit back, enjoy, and then pick up the little breadcrumbs that I missed a few the first time. So that's going to be pretty much the review part of the movie itself. So now we are going to go talk about we'll talk about the picture quality. I was stunned. The picture quality is almost reference. There are a lot of scenes, especially if you look at a few of the daytime scenes, that look breathtaking. It supports Dolby Vision. It looked beautiful. The nighttime scenes were, I believe the movie itself was filmed with the not digital, but just film, and it looks spectacular. Nighttime is very atmospheric, but without being too dark. Now, there are moments where it does get that dark, and the blacks are produced beautifully. There was no issues that I could see with this disc. The picture quality was, for lack of a better word, breathtaking for the kind of movie it is. If you imagine a movie like The Shining, with the various nature and the outdoor shots that they show in this movie are almost in a comparison, because you have a lot of the movie is filmed at the house of the family, which is in a forest kind of area, but it looks like it's on top of a mountain. And then they show a few shots down in the town area or whatever, and it looks like, it's just very picturesque is the best thing I can say. It's going to show off your TV, your OLED, or whatever you're sporting with HDR and Dolby Vision. It's going to show off beautifully. I recommend watching it in the dark. I know some people try to avoid that. Don't watch this with the lights on. You're really taking away something, in my opinion. Even if you have to wait till the evening time to crank it up, it's a beautiful looking movie, and I can't say enough about it. It's so good looking. Now, there was one issue which I did check through my alternate 4K player. Now, my current 4K player is not the best one. It is an LG. It does produce Dolby Vision, but I noticed that it does have issues with certain titles. The most notable being Black Panther. There's a couple scenes where the black level just shifts out of control, and I've tried it out on another player, played fine. I tried the digital HD version, that was fine. My next upgrade is coming, and it's going to be a Dolby Vision player. But there was one issue in the disc itself, that it shifted the black level like it did in Black Panther. It was very jarring, but once again, it's not the problem with the disc. It is the problem with the player. I recognize that, but I'm just warning any LG people out there that you may experience this issue. It happens about maybe 40 minutes in. I don't have the exact time, but it's in one of the son's bedroom scene when he's looking into the darkness. It shifts really radically. It was bad. But I did double check on my other player, which forces HDR only, and it was fine. So once again, it's the LG, which I really got to get rid of this thing. But anyway, Dolby Vision looks beautiful in this, and I can't recommend the picture enough. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the audio. Now, this is going to grind a few people's gears when this movie was not presented with a 7.1 surround or Atmos on the disc. You don't worry about that. It's a 5.1 DTS, and it's very, very immersive. I don't really feel 7.1 would have made this light years better, but there are a lot of scenes. Now, this is where I think there's going to be a little bit of spoiler talk, because I kind of need to talk about a couple things that I heard differently. So there's one scene in particular when the son was driving home from his party. And I think if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And he's up in his room and he's laying down, and then time passes and he's wide awake. And then you can hear the mom say she's going to go out to the store. Now, I remember in the theater, it was very hard to make this out. I heard the part where they came home, when the son came home from the party, and you could hear, oh, good, they're home. I heard that. And I heard that in the disc as well. But the stuff leading to her going to the car, it's low in the theater. Almost, I could not even hear it. In fact, I was kind of surprised. I heard it for the first time almost, like this time. But you could clearly make it out in the home version. The 5.1 does a great job. It immerses you. In this kind of movie, immersion is everything. Because you need that creak over here. You need the rustling of the leaves over there. You need the voices up here. You are not going to be disappointed at all with the audio quality. It's very good. 5.1, it's all you need. Now, to speak to that, in the filmmaking sense, there's two parts of the movie. There is the beginning, and then it picks up again briefly in the middle-ish. There is a low-level beat. You remember Jumanji, when the kids are hearing that boom, 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 boom. The first act, this subtle beat, you can hear it so, it's not obtrusive. It's enough just to know that it's there. But it adds to the tension. It adds to what is going to be happening. The crescendo, you know, it's going to come to a head. It does. It literally, like, for the first 25 minutes, 30 minutes, up until the son goes to the party and what happens after. Boom, 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 boom. And it is beautiful. It ratchets up the tension in the movie for the viewer. I don't remember noticing that in the theatrical release. I don't remember it. It could have been there. But once again, the theaters in this area are generally terrible. You really have to drive like an hour to get to a decent IMAX or something. But anyway, I don't remember it being that obvious as it did in the home theater, the surround part. So that happens, and then you hear the subtle beats through the movie, and then that beat happens again. Not as long this time, maybe about 10, 15 minutes. And then it happens with another revelation that happens. And I would say, as much as I love the picture quality, I think the champion should go to the audio in this one. 5.1 doesn't matter. It sounds so good. It really, really does. To be that enveloped and immersed in this disc, it makes it probably one of my favorite discs of the year. And do yourself a favor. If you have a high-end system, if you have surround sound of any kind, I recommend two things. Watch this at night. Watch this with your surrounds on. You need to. This isn't something you watch on cable. You would lose 70% of the experience by just watching it on cable or watching it just through your TV speakers. You need that immersion, and this movie does it in spades. And I really can't recommend this enough. So, to sum up, Hereditary 4K is the way to go. Amusing story about this. So, if you see my video yesterday, I picked this up at Target. So, of course, the cartwheel offer didn't work, but so I take this to the cashier, and of course, she gives me a hard time about it. And she's like, "Oh, the cartwheel doesn't do 4K." I'm like, "Okay, no problem. Just go ahead and pay for it." "Are you sure you need it in 4K? Is what she says. Yeah, you need this in 4K. You need this in 4K. I mean, I'm not going to go back and look at the Blu-ray. I mean, I may one day just kind of have the picture on in the background, just to A and B comparison this. But there's so many hours in the day, and A and Bing movies, Blu-ray to 4K is really, that's a full-time job. But yeah, you need this in 4K. I'm not sure about the Dolby Vision versus the HDR. That I would do more when I get a player, a new player. I don't overly trust the LG as far as I can't force the HDR through. I need a new receiver for that as well. But anyway, that's getting off the point. But yeah, this you need in 4K. I highly recommend it. It's currently 24 or 25 at stores. It'll probably go down to 20 in the next couple of weeks. Snatch it up real quick. You need to see this. If you're any fan of horror, any fan of suspense, this movie has that. And it's a beautiful looking disc. It's a beautiful sounding disc. So I could sing the praises for this all day, and I'm not going to do that. But anyway, so that's it. Hereditary 4K. Highly recommend it. This is an A+ from me. So yeah, that's going to do it. So this is going to be Adam from Movie Guy 365. If you like the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share with your friends. I put out videos every day, so I appreciate any support you guys can give me. So in the meantime, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and I will see you at the movies.